illegals that are receiving Medicaid benefits, 1.4 million, 1.4, they are not eligible, so they will be coming off. So people are not, well, we all are going to die. So for heaven's sakes.
After a tremendous amount of prayer and reflection, I will not be seeking re-election in 2026. This was no easy decision. I love my state and country.
Meanwhile,
Democrats are setting their sights on ultra-red Iowa as a potential comeback state ahead of the 2026 midterms. This now is Zach Walz, Democratic Iowa State Senator. State Senator Walz, what was your thought when you saw that Joni Ernst wasn't running again? And does this clear a path for Democrats?
Hey, Molly, it's great to be with you tonight. Look, when I saw the news, I wasn't surprised. Senator Ernst saw how strong our campaign is. There was a poll out earlier this week that showed we were actually leading her in a head-to-head matchup.
what did you say?
Senator Ernst saw how strong our campaign is. There was a poll out earlier this week that showed we were actually leading her in a head-to-head matchup.
That's what I thought you said.
It comes as we're getting that striking new poll out of Iowa. Dasha mentioned it. What can you tell us about that?
Wow, this has thrown the political world for a loop because neither party, go back here, neither party has been treating Iowa as a battleground at the presidential level. Remember, Donald Trump did incredibly well here in 16 and 20, won by more than 8 points. This would be, if this actually happened, Harris ahead by 3 over Trump in Iowa. That would be an 11-point shift for Harris in Iowa. What is the climate in Iowa? One thing that might be notable here is you look at where Harris is drawing her support from in this Des Moines Register poll. Among women, 20-point advantage over Trump. This is particularly strong for her independent women and senior women. Trump obviously doing better with men. But one thing to keep in mind in Iowa, abortion has been front and center there with that new 6-week ban that went into effect this summer.
A few moments later.
Right there, Trump wins the 6 electoral votes of Iowa. And so we can see the breakdown there with about half the vote counted there. So there was this thought that perhaps because of his restrictive abortion ban that just went into effect in July, and this highly respected pollster coming out, that perhaps there was going to be a wave of independent women who could somehow turn this red state blue. But this was not to be, Chuck.
No, I mean, look, this is a miss because this looks exactly the way Iowa looked.
Do you know what the downfall of a certain Aryan nation back during World War II was? They began to believe their own propaganda. I'm Pastor Marty. Welcome to the Afternoon Drive. Please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Once you are, smack the bell, click the word all. That'll give you notification of my rants, my ravings, my undeniably flawless reasonings. Please like and share this video. It's the only way that we can get the word out that we're here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of the Afternoon Drive. I had an opportunity over the Labor Day weekend to spend a couple of days away from home, just a little quick mini vacation. And my wife and I were sitting at a restaurant last night enjoying some seafood and outside deck. It was wonderful. But they had a TV on in the tiki bar area, and of course it was ABC, not the news. And they were going on and on and on about the reason that Joni Ernst and other Republicans are now not seeking re-election, despite the fact that there are certain places where Donald Trump carried it by 10, 12 points. Everything is now reversed, and these midterm elections are going to be a bloodbath for Republicans. Joni Ernst knows it. That's why she doesn't want to be a part of this bloodbath. She knows she's going to lose in her own district to a Democrat. So that's why she wants out.
Sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
Are these people really this delusional? Or do they really think that the American people are just that stupid?
I'm not a smart man.
The Democrats are hemorrhaging support. And the lying legacy corporate corrupt mainstream media is not reporting it. Not at all. We know that PMSNBC, what is it now? MS Now. Sounds like multiple sclerosis now. Unbelievable. We know they aren't going to tell people the straight story. But when mainline media outlets talk about there is a Democratic surge, really because the Democrats, since November, have lost over 2 million voters. In the meantime, the GOP has registered 2.4 more million. One is losing voters. One is actually surging. One is actually growing. And with what Texas did now paving the way for other Republican governors to find their stamina, their cojones, if you will, we gain potentially now 14 new seats in the House of Representatives as other Republican states now begin to gerrymander, a little neat trick we learned from the Democrats who invented it during the War of 1812. But they would have you think that Joni Ernst, who's not popular with Trump and not popular with Trump supporters, the reason Joni Ernst from Iowa is not running for re-election is not because she's worried that she'll get beat by a Democrat. She's worried she'll get primaried. She's worried that if she were to hang on by her teeth and procure the nomination, that the Republicans in Iowa just simply won't show up to vote for her because they don't like the fact she doesn't support the president. She's out so that an actual MAGA Republican can run. We have Democrats defecting to the Republican side now every day. And Trump has a game changer on this 90-10 issue regarding getting crime in the big blue cities under control. The mayor of Washington, D.C. now concedes that the Trump surge worked. She wants the National Guard to stay, even though Trump has said he's going to pull them out. She wants them to stay. And who keeps fighting him? Well, you've got the Democrat mayor of Chicago absolutely just being stupidly defiant, despite the fact that over this holiday weekend, 20 more murders. But it's black on black crime, so it doesn't really, garner the attention, right? Because we don't want to talk about it, right? It is out of control in these places. And Donald Trump has this winning issue of restoring law and order. The tariffs are working. So what happens? A judge steps in and is now trying to stop it. Another judge stepped in and said, no, you can't deport these children. Not deporting children. He's sending them back to where their parents are now to reunite them with their families. These libloon judges, these psychotic Democratic attorneys general that are trying to do everything they can to stop Donald Trump through the judicial branch. And I love to hear these Democrats talk about existential threats to democracy, and he thinks that the executive branch is the only branch, and these are all three co-equal branches. No, they're trying to do just what they did in the 1970s when they got Roe versus Wade, which was legislate from the bench, because they couldn't get the legislation through Congress, so they got liberal judges to do it for them. But back then, the wimp Republicans had no backbone to fight back. Well, Donald Trump fights back. MAGA fights back. The American people are fighting back. But hey, if our Democrat friends think they've got the 2028 midterms in the bag, great. And when they wake up the following morning and find out they've lost even more seats and there's now even more MAGA control of the federal government, and all their people walk around crying, what happened? What happened? you believed the propaganda rather than actually looking at the facts.